Welcome back to House of Prep. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great start to a new week. Hope you had a great Easter. I want to talk about some things that are very important in any type of prepping, whether you're new at prepping, whether you just kind of need a reset, you need some encouragement. But there's some top things that I wrote down. Doesn't necessarily mean they're the only things, but they're very important. Number one, procrastination. I'm telling you, anything in life, procrastination is one of the biggest killers to success. Trying to reach your end goal, procrastination will tie you down. It's like putting weights on. Have you ever tried to run a race and you put combat boots on? Maybe you had a weighted belt and maybe a long trench coat. Maybe, the heavy big hats. And, no, if you're going to run a race, you're trying to run with as least weight as possible. And one of the biggest weights in your life can be procrastination. If you've thought about prepping and you've been watching more and more YouTube videos and watching prepper channels, and maybe you're just putting it off. I'm not quite ready to do it yet, or I'll start it tomorrow. No, go right now. As soon as you're done with this video, put your clothes on, grab your keys, jump in your vehicle, run to the store, and start buying up some of the supplies that you and your family use already, and start stocking up on some of those items. Number two, distractions. It's super easy in this world to get distracted. You might have been prepping for years, and it's easy to get distracted from what your goal was. Have you reached your goal? Now, some of you might have, and you're just kind of on that cruise control right now, and that's a great place to be in. What a comfortable spot in this year 2022 with everything we've had these last couple of years, and to be at those goals and things and places in life that you want to be. That's a great spot. Now, some people have gotten distracted, and with everything going on, you've kind of just maybe assumed that you're ready, thought that you're ready. Take the time, go back through and reevaluate where you're at in your prepping. Number three, fear of failure. One of the biggest obstacles too is the fear of failure, along with procrastination. It's that fear that I'm not going to reach my goal, so I'm not even going to start it. That's a horrible mistake, to not even start. Do you know that doing something is absolutely better than nothing? Starting late in the game of preparedness is better than not starting at all. So get started. Don't let the fear of failure, that you're not going to be able to handle it, you're not going to be able to do it, don't let that stop you from being better prepared in life. Negativity. Look, everywhere you go, especially here on YouTube, right? Negativity. We try to keep away from negativity as much as we can here at House of Prep. We try to veer away from certain topics and certain things because I fear there's already enough negativity out there, not just in YouTube world, but on our news channels, at our places of business, even some of our own households. Negativity everywhere we go. So if you like a little bit of a more relaxed atmosphere, a place to come and talk and a chit chat about prepping and having a good group of subscribers, a place where you can kind of jump in and rub shoulders with some amazing folks, hit the subscribe button and jump on in. It's a great community here. But negativity, look, stay as positive as you can. That's one of your biggest allies in anything you're doing in life, whether you're pursuing a new job career, whether you're trying to, increase the morale in your household. Positivity, man, what a useful tool in this day and age that we live in, to have some positivity to use along with our prepping. Look, low self-confidence. Some people don't think they can do it. Look, prepping you don't have to flip a switch and go from 0 to 60 in 1 second. It's a marathon. Don't think of it as a race. Now, I understand some people may feel that overwhelming first step because right now everything is kind of crazy, and that SHTF situations are always right around the corner, and you may feel that need to go out and get that initial push of preparedness. And okay, I understand that's good. And if you have the means to do that, make sure you take your time. You think it through. Don't buy things that you're later going to look back and say, why in the world did I buy this? Nobody's going to want it. No one's going to eat it. We're not going to use it. It's easy to impulse buy. So take your time when starting to stock up. But don't have that low self-confidence. Look, you can do it. Okay, you are able to do it, and that's not just with prepping, but anything in life, anything you put your mind to. I always tell my coworkers or my family, I always say, look, where there's a will, there's a way. It's easy to see a problem or an obstacle at work or at your life or here in this world we live in, to see an obstacle and think, you know what, it's impossible to overcome. Yeah, what's the saying go? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. To see that overall elephant, how in the world can I eat that elephant? It can be overwhelming. And I can see the task at hand here. But you start with one bite at a time. You do something. You don't just sit there and wallow in the lack of confidence. Have some confidence. You can do this, okay? Another thing, comparing to others. Do you know that's another big obstacle is comparing yourself to other people. You may look at people and say, man, they've got a bunker, and that bunker is filled, it's got solar power, and it's got water, and it's got air filtration, years worth of food. They've got up above ground, they have a farm, they've got fields of every kind of vegetable you can think of. They have cattle, they have chickens, they have just everything. They have windmills, a river, they can fish. They have everything. I live in an apartment complex. So it's easy to compare yourself and think, well, why do I even try? But you can't do that. You can't compare yourself. Look, everybody's different. Some people have been raised. Look, prepping is more than just about gathering food stuff, gathering resources. It's having some skills too. But comparing yourself to people that have maybe done things all their life, whether it's having gardens or raising livestock and things. Some people, that's just, they were born that way. That's how their folks, their grandparents, their parents, they taught them how to dehydrate, to can, pressure canning, and all these things are learned. Some people were born into that. As a child, they immediately learned, and that's just their way of life. Other people haven't. Other people are in that city world, that corporate lifestyle, and you're living in up in the penthouse and in the buildings in the big city, and there's no gardens there, there's no livestock there, so you kind of see what I'm saying. It's easy to compare yourself to other people. Don't let that discourage you, not just in prepping, but in anything in life. Blame. You know how easy it is just to blame everybody, just to sit back, be a Monday morning quarterback, sit back in your big easy chair and just blame everybody for everything. Now, are there people that deserve some blame in our world today? Absolutely. We can sit down all day long and we could make a list that would fill this notebook of all the people that are destroying our way of life, our world, the society, and we can sit down and we can blame people all day. But at the end of the day, is that blame, that constant negativity and blame, is that going to feed you and your family when things hit the fan? No, you need to start acting. You need to become proactive instead of always reacting to the latest news. Come up with a plan to where you can get ahead of the curve. You can get ahead of the news and have a better preparation for you and your family. Look, no fear. There's plenty of fear to go around for everybody. Okay, flip on the news. Just listen at the water cooler. Everyone's standing around talking. Watch enough YouTube channels, and you'll know there's enough fear out there that would just flood the world. And it can flood the world. There's enough everywhere. It's contagious. Fear spreads, and it can affect you. Now, one positive thing that fear does is it can make you active. Fear can get you off your seat and get you out there and begin to prepping and begin to start planning. So fear does have a little bit of a positivity, but the rest of the fear can bog you down. Turn off the news for a little while. If you find yourself becoming overwhelmed and anxious, look, anxiety is a real thing. In this world that we live in, I'm sure, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I'm sure they're working hard overtime right now. There's a lot of folks with anxiety and fear over the world that we're in and things that are happening. And don't allow yourself to get sucked into that world. Allow yourself to stay apart from it. Now, it's okay to keep one eye on it, one ear to kind of pick up on what's the news on the street, right? What's going on. But don't allow yourself to live day to day to day and just wallowing in that fear. It can affect you, and it can affect your mental attitude. Your positivity can be declined, and you can just feel exhausted. Who feels exhausted by some of this? Sometimes I do. Excuse me. Sometimes I feel a little exhausted, and I have to take a step back. And sometimes that's why you don't see me making videos every day and things, because me personally, it can become exhausting. The continually thinking about it and continuing to the preparedness about things. And sometimes you just have to just pace yourself. You find what works for you. Everybody's wired a little different. We all have different things in our life that affect us in a different way. So you get the point. You see what I'm saying? So look, we can sit here. We could go on and on. I'm sure there's 100 million things. If I've missed some key points that you're thinking of right now, that you're like, wow, there's another great point, Jerry, you should have mentioned this. But hey, you got the spotlight now. It's on you. Jump in the comments and throw out some of your thoughts. This is a great place, a great environment to share thoughts and encouragement and ideas. And I just felt like we needed to take a time out in the middle of all of our prepping and monitoring stores and monitoring prices and everything that's going on, just to take a time out and have a little discussion of some encouragement along the way. Okay, we have plenty of time to have other discussions, but that one I felt was valid to kind of help you through your week. Okay, you guys take care. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up button on the way out the door, and I will talk to you guys later this week. All right, bye now.